Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. So this video offers a slight change of pace for the channel. Obviously so far, every single case I've covered has been pretty full on, pretty heavy, and there's been no happy endings. However, with this case, although it is disgusting and disturbing, there is no tragic ending. In fact, the guy involved in this video is actually still alive and well, although he is a fucking weirdo. The video I'm referring to is One Man, One Jar. Now this case, to me personally, actually brings back a lot of nostalgia and memories to my school days, in particular the last couple of years at school, and I left school in 2010. And yeah, it takes me back to that time because this is when I saw that video. And it goes to show really, back then my friend circle was full of absolute degenerates and weirdos, including myself, I have to say. But yeah, my circle back then, we were all really a bunch of edgelords. We were edgelords before it became popular. We were basically like the prototype edgelords. And you know, back in my days, God I sound old, back in my days, there were many shock videos going around, you know, like from 2008 to 2010, being the type of kids we were back then, we would basically spend our lunch trolling each other and trying to shock each other, and part of that involved watching these various shock videos and looking at shock pictures. And even back in the day, these sort of basic shock videos didn't shock me, to be honest. I'm not talking about gore, I'm talking about, you know, the basic shock videos. So at the time, there was Two Girls, One Cup, and that video truly went viral. That video was everywhere. Of course, me and my friends watched it. And, you know, some of my friends were kind of revolted by that particular video, but even me back then, I said, this video is clearly fake, that isn't shit. I've never taken a shit, and it looked like that. And that's how I discerned that video to be fake at a young age. Obviously the visuals are kind of grim, but ultimately I believed it to be fake. I still believe it's fake, and it never got to me. There was also a video at the time by the name of Two Kids, One Sandbox, I believe. And that video, by the way, is nowhere near as bad as it sounds. It doesn't involve any kids. It basically involves a woman shoving a dildo down a guy's piss hole. That video made me wince a bit, I'm not going to lie, but it never really truly shocked me. The point I'm trying to make is, even back then, I had a pretty high threshold for watching fucked up shit and not being too affected by it. However, a young 14-15-year-old Disturbed was affected by One Guy, One Jar. And honestly, out of all of the shock videos, all of the gore videos that I've seen over the years, that first time watching One Guy, One Jar as a 14 or 15-year-old was my worst experience when watching this sort of content. And obviously since then, I've seen so much worse, but at the time, man, this video really got to me, to the point where I was even a little bit nervous before watching it again to do this video. But nevertheless, I did watch this video again to make this video, and I didn't find it as bad as first time around, I have to say. But nevertheless, it still made me cringe, and it is a horrible video as far as I'm concerned. But nevertheless, I'm sure some of you guys haven't seen this video, and you're asking yourself, what's it about? What happens in this video? Well, where to start? The video is around 2.5 minutes long, and the video opens up with a glass jar on the ground, like a jam jar, I guess you would say, and a guy essentially standing over it. You can only see his legs, and then he basically squats down, butt naked, and lowers himself onto the glass jar until it starts entering his poo pipe, I guess you would say. But nevertheless, man, he keeps on going down, and it goes further and further in until the whole jar is in his anus. That's when he basically sits down on the ground and the glass jar then shatters. He then essentially gets back up into a squatting position, and right away blood starts seeping from his orifice and it begins to form a puddle on the ground, a big thick puddle of blood. And you know, as you're seeing this, you can literally hear the glass inside him sort of crunch together, and he's basically pulling shards out to, I guess, relieve himself of the pain. And as he does this, obviously more and more blood starts to seep down and leak. The puddle of blood is getting much bigger, and he continues essentially picking shards of glass out of his arse. That rhymed. But yeah, man, I mean, even watching this years later, for whatever reason, man, this video still makes me cringe. It still makes me feel a little nauseous. It's just a sick video, and yeah, it's basically then just him picking shards of glass out of himself, and towards the end of the video he gets up and then switches the camera off like nothing happened. I mean, the guy didn't even scream or yelp or anything when this happened. He just took it, made no sound whatsoever, and I guess you would say he took it like a champ. And yeah man, it's just a grim video. I mean, it's crazy because out of all of the videos I've seen, and considering what I've covered on this channel, you know, this video just gets to me, I have to be honest. It really highlights human stupidity, I guess you would say. And yeah, it's just a messed up video, and funnily enough, the guy involved in this video actually became somewhat of a minor internet celebrity, I guess you would say. But who was the guy involved in this video? Well, the man starring in the video was by the name of Alexei Tatarov. He's a Russian man who resides in Ukraine, and at the time of this video in 2008, he was 40 years old, so that would make him 52, 53 years old today. And as I said, according to my research, he's still alive and well. But when it comes to Alexei Tatarov, or Alex as we'll call him, this wasn't his first rodeo. Even before this video, he was creating similar content where he would shove various objects up his you-know-what, but ultimately those videos didn't go wrong, like the One Guy One Jar video. And even after One Guy One Jar, apparently, according to my research at least, he continued to make similar videos where he would shove various objects up his poo pipe. You would have thought at this point in time that he would have learnt his lesson, but obviously not. In fact, Alex was actually behind another famous internet shock video by the name of One Guy One Screwdriver. Now, I've never seen that video, I have no desire to see that video, but I do have a good idea of what it involves, and like I said, I've got no interest in watching that. I just ain't about that life. But as I said earlier, after this shocking video, One Guy One Jar, Alex became somewhat of an internet celebrity, a minor internet celebrity at least, and he actually gave a few interviews after this particular video, including an interview with Mark from Best Gore. In fact, what I'll do, I'll actually read out the interview for you. So Mark starts by asking, "Alex, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts and views with the readers of Best Gore. Please tell us a little about yourself. How old are you? Where do you live? What do you do? What do you like to do, etc." Alex replies, "I'm 40 years old, my birthday is on the 13th of March, I live in Russia, or more precisely Ukraine, and work as a manager. I like soccer, books, and computer games." Mark then asks, "You got famous all over the world due to One Guy One Jar. Even though most people don't know who it is in the video, does it make you feel happy to become such an internet celebrity?" Alex replies, "I'll be honest with you, I truly enjoy this reputation. This is cool." Mark then asks, "Did the popularity of your video surprise you?" Alex replies, "Yes, I did not expect this much popularity, it was a real surprise to me." Mark then asks, "Looking back at the popularity for One Guy One Jar, have you ever come to regret leaking the video to the internet?" Alex replies, "No, of course not, thus far, not at all." Mark asks, "Would you do it again if you accidentally filmed another shocking video?" Alex replies, "Yes, I'll be doing it again, but without broken glass in my ass this time. I have been filming myself for a long time and have countless videos, many of them can be found on the internet, however none of them is as splendid as One Guy One Jar. I hope you enjoyed some of my favourites I sent you, Mark." Mark replies, "Yes, I've checked them all out, thanks for hooking me up with hours of extreme adult entertainment. Alex, I must admit, you are far crazier than I thought. One Guy One Jar was an accident, but even other non-accident videos are beyond insane. I've seen some shit in my life. Anyway, how did One Guy One Jar make it onto the internet? Did you upload it yourself? What prompted you to upload it? And how long after the actual incident did you upload it?" Alex replies, "I did upload the video myself. I've been meaning to make my videos publicly available for a while. One Guy One Jar was filmed on August the 21st, 2007, but I haven't published it until the 1st of December 2008. As you can see, more than 15 months have passed since filming One Guy One Cup and the actual upload to the internet. Most of this delay was caused by me being very busy as of late and also not knowing how to upload videos onto the internet. However, I knew right after the incident that I will share this video online, as I believed a video like this would be very interesting for people. Mark then asks, most men are extremely sensitive about foreign objects entering their anus. What made you like it? How would you describe the sensation? Alex replies, I decided to stretch my anus to the max many years ago. I wanted to be able to fist my own arse, which I eventually managed. The ability to stick your own fist up your rectum definitely offers a variety of sensations that you can't experience otherwise. I must admit, at the beginning it was rather tough. Until your anal opening is stretched well enough, trying to force large objects through there induces vomiting. As you continue doing it, you will eventually get used to it and don't throw up anymore. Then it's pure pleasure. Mark asks, how old were you when you first started inserting objects into your anus? Do you remember the first time ever? How was it? What prompted you to do it? Alex replies, I started inserting objects into my anus when I was 27, so about 12 years ago. Curiosity and the thirst for new sensations prompted me to do it. I don't remember my first time, but I do remember I had used a 0.25 litre bottle of Coke for a long time. I did it in the bath. Mark then asks, as for the one guy one jar accident itself, how long did it take you to remove all of the shards of broken glass out of your anus? Alex replies, it wasn't until the following day that I had most of the broken glass out of my arse. Still, one or two very small pieces of broken glass are still in there. I can still feel them with my fingers, but I can't get them out anymore. By the way, after I finished recording, I still had at least one half of the broken glass in my arse. I went to the bathroom to pick it all out. That's when I got the biggest piece out. It had the shape of a capital letter L. Mark then asks, did you go and see a doctor about it? Alex replies, no, I didn't want anybody to question me about it. Mark then asks, you lost a lot of blood when that glass jar exploded in your anus. Was it concerning to you? Alex replies, yes, I almost fell unconscious due to blood loss. I could barely make it to the bed. However, due to being a former blood donor, I was able to put up with the type of blood loss and recovered quite easily. Mark then asks, one question that absolutely everybody who's seen One Guy One Jar is asking is that you did not make a single peep when the glass shattered in your anus. How could you react to it so calmly and not even curse one single time? Alex replies, I did curse, but only in my mind. Mark asks, how long did it take to heal? Alex replies, I don't remember, maybe about 2 weeks. Mark then asks, did you take any special precautions to avoid bleeding in public, such as plugging your anus with cotton to soak up the leaking blood? Alex replies, yes, I used cotton. Mark then asks, were you having trouble shitting after the incident? Alex replies, no trouble shitting whatsoever. Mark asks, did you have to adjust your diet in order to minimize bowel movement? Alex replies, no, I continued eating as usual. Mark then asks, many people who saw the video actually speculated that you may have liked the fact that the glass shattered and cut you within. Was it really the case? Alex replies, it was really an accident. It was unintended and gave me no pleasure. Mark asks, the speculations say that you purposely chose to sit on a glass object rather than plastic to maximize the chances of an accident. Was your thinking something like that? Did it turn you on knowing the glass could break and you could get in serious trouble? Alex replies, no, I've been inserting glass objects in my anus for years and never had any accident. I generally consider glass jars are safer insertions. However, I usually fill the jars up with water. In my opinion, water-filled jars are less likely to break. This was the one time I neglected this part, and the results are there to see. I applied pressure to the lid under an angle, and the neck of the jar cracked. Plastic bottles aren't as much fun as glass jars. Glass jars are not as easy to insert, unlike plastic. The diameter of glass doesn't change. Mark then asks, was it painful? Getting cut inside must have caused a lot of pain. Describe the pain you went through. Alex replies, it was extremely painful. A truly horrific experience. Mark then asks, has the One Guy One Jar accident made you limit insertions of glass objects up your anus, or has it encouraged you? Alex replies, I continued to insert glass objects up my anus as normal. I no longer worry about accidents. Mark asks, how long have you waited after the accident to insert an object in your anus again? Did you miss it? Alex replied, "I'd waited for 2 months and then resumed with a small plastic bottle." Mark then asks, "Did it ever occur to you during the one guy one jar incident that this would be it? That you're done inserting stuff in your anus?" Alex replies, "No, of course not. This was the first accident and I hope it doesn't happen again." And really that is pretty much the interview. It does go on for a little bit longer, but nothing all that interesting is covered. And yeah, I mean, really for me this case was a trip down memory lane. I will always remember this video and watching it at school amongst my friends and feeling like absolute shit. I actually remember feeling nauseous when I watched this video, and I even broke out in a bit of a sweat. I can remember it so vividly, but first time watching this video was absolutely horrible. Obviously years later, given what I've seen now, I can watch it, but even now it makes me wince, it makes me cringe, and for whatever reason this sort of video just gets to me, to tell you the truth. But yeah, this video was something a little bit different, I guess you would say. It's still covering deeply disturbing content, but something a little bit different from the recent videos. And I was planning on doing a video on the Academy Maniacs, the serial killers from Russia. However, like an idiot, I deleted the wrong files and I deleted all of my work on that particular video, so I have to start again on that project. But rest assured, that video will eventually come. I'm just a fucking idiot and I deleted what I've done so far, so it is what it is. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's something a little bit different, but nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, we will continue to cover disturbing content and, you know, shed some light on some messed up topics in the world that have happened to be caught on video. But again, shout out to you guys for all of the support. It's much appreciated. It really does keep this channel going. It's motivating and it's really humbling. So thank you guys very much. And as always, stay safe and I'll catch you on the next one.